Hey everyone, welcome back to Money Smarts. Today we're diving into a topic that's close to all of our hearts and wallets, family budgeting. It's something so many people struggle with, but it doesn't have to be a constant source of stress. We're going to break down the 10 most common budgeting mistakes people make, and I'm going to give you my best strategies for avoiding them. So, if you're ready to take control of your finances, stop stressing about money, and start making smarter decisions for your family's future, then buckle up. Let's get started. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips on family budgeting and financial management. The first mistake I see people making is not writing down their budget. It's easy to think, oh, I got this, it's all up here. But our brains aren't wired to juggle all those numbers. We forget things, underestimate costs, and wonder where our money went. Would you build a house without a blueprint, or go on a road trip without a map? Your budget is the roadmap to your goals. So grab a pen, open a spreadsheet, or download a budgeting app. Get that budget out of your head and into a tangible form. Break down your income, list every expense, categorize them. Create a visual representation of your money. Then make informed decisions about where your money goes. Okay, so you've got your budget written down. Awesome. But here's the thing. A budget isn't a set it and forget it kind of deal. It's a living, breathing thing that needs constant attention. Think of it like this. You wouldn't just assume you're in shape without ever going to the gym or checking your diet, right? You gotta put in the work, track your progress, and make adjustments. Same goes for your budget. You gotta track every dollar you spend. Now, I know what you're thinking. Graham, that sounds tedious. But trust me, it doesn't have to be. There are tons of apps that make this super easy. You can even do it the old-fashioned way with a notebook and pen. The key is to find a system that works for you and stick with it. The more you track, the more aware you become of your spending habits. You'll start to see patterns, identify areas where you might be overspending, and make adjustments accordingly. Let's talk about budgeting goals. It's awesome to have big dreams, to want to pay off debt fast, save for a down payment, or retire early. But here's the thing. Setting unrealistic budgeting goals is a one-way ticket to Frustrationville, and nobody wants to go there. Look, I get it. We're bombarded with these success stories of people who paid off their debt in 6 months or bought their dream home at 25. But remember, everyone's financial journey is different. What works for someone else might not work for you, and that's okay. The key is to be honest with yourself about your income, your expenses, and your lifestyle. Don't try to cut back too drastically too quickly, or you'll end up feeling deprived and burnt out. Instead, start with small, achievable goals. Maybe it's cutting back on eating out once a week or setting aside an extra $50 a month towards debt. Celebrate those small victories. As you make progress and gain momentum, you can gradually increase your goals. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Alright, so we've talked about tracking your regular expenses, but what about those sneaky one-time expenses? You know, those birthdays, anniversaries, car repairs, vacations, the things that pop up once in a while and totally throw off your carefully crafted budget. Here's the deal. Ignoring these one-time expenses is like playing financial whack-a-mole. You're constantly caught off guard, scrambling to cover the costs and feeling stressed out. But don't worry, there's a solution. The key is to plan ahead. Get yourself a calendar, a planner, use an app, whatever works for you, and start marking down those important dates. Then, estimate the cost of each event or expense. Once you have a rough idea, incorporate those costs into your monthly budget. For example, let's say your car insurance is due every 6 months and it costs $600. Instead of getting hit with that big bill all at once, divide it by 6 and budget $100 each month. That way, when the bill arrives, you've already got the money set aside, no stress involved. Let's be real. Life throws curveballs. Your car breaks down, you lose your job, your basement floods. Unexpected expenses happen, and they usually happen at the worst possible time. That's where your emergency fund swoops in to save the day. Think of your emergency fund as your financial safety net. It's there to catch you when life tries to knock you down. Without it, you're forced to rely on credit cards, dip into your savings, or worse, go into debt. So, how much should you have in your emergency fund? The general rule of thumb is 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. Now, I know that might sound like a lot, especially when you're first starting out. But trust me, it's worth it. Start small, even if it's just $50 or $100 a month. Make it a non-negotiable part of your budget, like paying rent or buying groceries. Over time, those small contributions will add up, and you'll have a nice cushion to fall back on when you need it most. All right, Let's address the elephant in the room. Budgeting often gets a bad rap for being restrictive and boring. But here's the truth. Budgeting isn't about depriving yourself. It's about being intentional with your spending so you can actually afford the things you enjoy. Life's too short to live like a monk, right? You deserve to have fun, go out with friends, and enjoy your hard-earned money. The key is to plan for it. That's right, fun needs a place in your budget too. Instead of feeling guilty every time you grab coffee with a friend or buy a new outfit, set aside a specific amount each month for fun money. This could be anything from dining out, entertainment, hobbies, whatever brings you joy. The important thing is to set a realistic limit and stick to it. If you blow through your fun money in the first week, you'll have to wait until next month to indulge again. This helps you prioritize what truly matters to you and avoids overspending on things you might regret later. Let's be real. Budgeting isn't always sunshine and rainbows. There will be times when you overspend, miss a goal, or just feel completely overwhelmed. It happens to the best of us. But here's the important thing. Don't let a few setbacks derail your entire financial journey. Budgeting is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time, patience, and a whole lot of trial and error. Don't beat yourself up if you don't see results overnight. The key is to keep learning, adjusting, and finding what works best for you. If you're constantly struggling to stick to your budget, don't be afraid to switch things up. Try different budgeting methods, experiment with different apps, or seek advice from a financial advisor. There are tons of resources available to help you succeed. Remember, every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. So embrace the challenges, celebrate the small victories, and never give up on your financial goals. Okay, let's talk about expenses. We all have them, some essential, some not so much. But here's the thing. If your expenses are consistently exceeding your income, it's time to take a hard look at your spending habits and start trimming the fat. Now, I'm not saying you need to live like a minimalist and give up all the finer things in life, but there are always areas where we can cut back without sacrificing our happiness. It's all about being mindful and making conscious choices. Start by identifying your biggest expenses. Is it housing, transportation, groceries, dining out? Once you know where your money is going, you can start brainstorming ways to reduce those costs. Could you negotiate a lower rent payment? Explore carpooling or public transportation options? Meal prep instead of eating out? Shop around for better deals on insurance or utilities? Small changes can make a big difference in your overall budget. We've all been there. You set a budget, you're feeling good, and then, bam! You overspend again. It's frustrating, I know. But here's the thing. Ignoring those budgeting failures is like hitting the snooze button on your financial goals. You're only delaying the inevitable. Instead of sweeping those mistakes under the rug, it's time to face them head on. Analyze what went wrong, identify the triggers that led to overspending, and develop strategies to prevent it from happening again. Did you impulse buy something you didn't need? Did you underestimate the cost of groceries? Did you give in to social pressure? Once you understand the root cause of your budgeting failures, you can start implementing solutions. Maybe it's unsubscribing from tempting email lists, setting spending limits on your credit cards, or having an honest conversation with your partner about financial goals. The key is to be proactive and address the issues before they spiral out of control. Let's be real. Life gets busy. We're juggling work, family, social lives, and sometimes paying bills on time slips our minds. That's where automation comes in, your secret weapon for staying on top of your finances. Think about it. Why stress about remembering due dates, tracking down bills, and potentially incurring late fees when you can automate the entire process? It's like having a personal assistant for your finances. Start by making a list of all your recurring bills, rent or mortgage, utilities, credit card payments, subscriptions, the works. Then explore the automatic payment options offered by each provider. Most banks and credit card companies offer online bill pay services, allowing you to schedule payments in advance. Set it up once and forget about it. You'll avoid late fees, reduce stress, and ensure your bills are paid on time, every time. And there you have it, the 10 most common budgeting mistakes and how to avoid them. Remember, budgeting is a journey, and it's okay to make mistakes along the way. The important thing is to learn from them and keep striving for financial success. So start implementing these tips today and take control of your family's budget. Don't let budgeting stress you out. It's about empowering yourself to make smarter financial decisions for you and your family. Remember, small changes can lead to big results over time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Money Smarts.